You're listening to the Joint Sermons on the Push Media Podcast Network.
You haven't even said good morning to me, but yet you've mentioned I'm Mexican like 4 times.
Yeah. This is our thing. This is our milieu. This is what we do.
No. I think it's because you've been listening to Kanye.
No. Actually, I've been listening to Brenton Wood. Yeah. What are you going to slander him? Come on now. Come on.
Speaking of the Jews, have you seen fucking Kanye's new song? Bro.
What a great way to start off a clip, though, right? Speaking of the Jews.
Jesus.
What?
Here's the thing.
What?
My
First of all, kind of catchy. But this is also the best.
Kind of catchy, by the way.
I hate this bald asshole so much.
Sometimes even the worst songs can have a catchy rhythm or a beat or a hook. The last thing I'm saying about it publicly is, well, it's kind of catchy, especially when the song is called Heil Hitler.
That part. It's like the fucking song has so many millions of hits on Twitter. It's been banned from every platform.
Yeah.
But is it good to ban things from platforms, or is it better to let it be out there and let people talk about it? Because if you ban it, then people want to hear it more.
That's true.
And then
It's the Streisand effect. He's got a little bit of a point. People will just seek it out more. But I don't actually think anyone is curious about Kanye West anymore.
No. And also, it's got millions of hits. Yeah, there's a bunch of Nazis on Twitter. What a shocker.
Well, it's not even that. I don't think there's millions of Nazis on Twitter. That's stupid and retarded. But what I think is
there's enough
he's
racist
Kanye
people.
West, and everything's just spreads on social media.
Also, he has a song called Hail Hitler.
So there's a point where someone's going to go, wait, what is he talking about? And push play and go, oh my gosh, he's actually doing that. And then turn it off.
Yeah. I mean, that's like when I saw him in the studio, I was like, wait, no way. And I listened to it. I was like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Because you don't think someone's actually going, Heil Hitler. You know, what? You know what I mean?
becomes more popular, and then it kind of supports what he says, which is that there's this concerted effort, if you talk about Jewish people, that they're going to remove you from everything, remove you from banking, which is what he's saying. They run everything. Mm-hmm. So if they didn't, like if it was just you were talking shit about Puerto Ricans, look what happened to Tony. Nothing.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if there's certain people that you're allowed to pick on and make jokes about or mock or say something, and you can get away with it.
Yeah. There's truth to that.
I mean, I'm sure that hits if you're like
truth to that.
fucking
You're allowed
stupid.
to say things about certain people and
No
one cares.
Absolutely.
White men. You can talk trash about white men, and it's literally socially acceptable to just say it.
I mean, you could talk trash about whoever you want, but like the thing I don't like about
no
this
one cares is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, there's some there's some ones that are pissy, but
no, you're just liberal. Here's something.
Not at all.
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, they have this rivalry going on since college. I don't follow women's basketball and don't care. I don't know. I know they're both supposedly really good players and all that stuff. And Caitlin, Clark is supposedly good. Everyone thinks she's going to break all these records because she's that good. Okay, fine, cool. I don't know. But her and Angel Reese have this beef, and then they got in a shoving match or something the other day, and it became a thing. And then Angel Reese, who's the black woman, gets on TikTok or Instagram or something and says, posts a video and says something about this white girl was running from the fade. And some people were trying to make that a race issue, going, oh my God, she said white girl. And I'm like, that is not the same as the hard R.
No. Well,
and also she is a white girl.
Well,
if Caitlin Clark posted the same video and said, this black girl was trying to get in my face, it'd have been like, whoa.
I mean, would they have though?
That's true. True.
I mean, this is one of those things that it's been kind of manufactured since they were in college. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I don't know if the WNBA is like, look, we don't actually sell tickets. Can you guys shove each other a couple times?
Well, I'm just talking about the race issue. That was a whole thing because I vaguely remember it where one of them had a John Cena "you can't see me" type of shit, or she pointed to a ring, and then it became a white versus black thing instead of it just being two basketball players going at each other.
That's what bothered me then, because they played each other, I guess, back to back in the finals and whatever. But Angel Reese, defeated Caitlin Clark's team and is supposed to have gone the other way around, whatever. And so she was like pointing at her finger, like, "Oh, I got a ring." I don't know. I don't care. It's not like she's like, "Check out my ring, crack a bitch." No one said that.
Well, I mean, again,
No one said that.
It was just manufactured consent to like make it a race thing instead of a basketball thing. Like, come on.
And quite honestly, it brought their brand up, both of theirs, significantly because it got them so much attention.
Yeah.
So whatever, they were probably enjoying it, but I don't know do these people hate each other right now?
No.
People are saying they hate each other, like they can't stand each other. Or they're just a hardcore. I mean, like Michael Jordan and Larry Bird famously would talk so hardcore trash that if you heard it, you'd be calling half of them racist. But they would hug each other, give each other a kiss, and then they hang out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think you can be like, if you have a serious rivalry, like sports rivalry, like, I don't think you're necessarily friends with that person when you're on the court. When you're off the court, yeah, fine, that's great. But like, I mean, I remember I had really good friends that I used to run against all the time. And it was, on race day, it was like, hey, and that was it. You know what I mean? It was like, we talk shit the entire time after the race was done. Then we'd, go chill and hang out or whatever. But yeah, when it's game time, like, there's no feelings. You just go out there and try to win.
It is. I mean, yeah, I don't know. But I going to Joe Rogan's point, you can say things about some people and no one cares. And I think that literally is just white people. No one cares. Who cares? And I don't care is what I'm saying. But no one cares. And part of that reason is because, I mean, and you should be grateful for that. You weren't most recently made slaves and treated shitly and poorly in this country, and that's what it was.
Yeah. Well, and I
context think matters,
right? Well, and I think the one thing that he's like kind of saying is like you can't say this because Jews run the world. You know what I mean? And that was
first
kind of
all. I always say this: if they run the world, let's say if they run the world, and if they run the media in the way that these people say they do, they suck at their job.
Yeah, well, and
because they get talked about so badly that if they ran the world, why don't they make their brand a little better?
Well, and
what's the Jew brand, by the way?
Manischewitz.
Okay, go ahead.
No, but that's the part that bothered me about his take was he thought he was killing the game, but like when it got to the end part, it was like, because we all know, you know what I mean? It was like that real dog whistly, like Jews run the banks, Jews run this, Jews run that. And it's like, you almost had a point about censorship, but then you brought it back to that stupid ass.
He's dumb.
Well, exactly. But
I actually think Joe Rogan's just not bright. I really
No. I 100% agree with you. He's done with it. But it was just that point. I was like, man, you had us in the first half, but you went right to the people that love the Hail Hitler songs, right to their talking point.
To bring this full circle, we sit down to record this podcast, and you mentioned I'm Mexican like 4 times.
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about cheaters? Because in the age of Donald Trump, because I'm tired of Kanye West and Hitler, I can care less. Go sing your song, homie. Don't care. Oh, by the way, if you are walking around bumping it, going, "Yo, this is hard," I don't know if necessarily you're a Hitler person, or a Nazi. But what?
Yeah,
you need to investigate and look into your character, how that song,
Well, and also realize that there's going to be somebody that's probably going to take umbrage with that, and if you catch a fade for it, well, there you go.
Well, that's the thing. I believe in absolute freedom of speech. Like, say it. I don't care. Say the racist thing. Say the thing that you want to say so badly. Go ahead. Yeah. You have every right. However, there are consequences to speech. So if you get clocked, that's part of the consequence. Yeah, that's all it is.
Exactly. Nobody's going to stop you from saying it, but you might catch a brick. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Up to you.
Go ahead. So whatever, I don't know. But because, Trump's relation with Kanye West and how Trump behaves, and I kept tying it this way, and I'm reaching here, but I used to love baseball, right? I was a baseball purist.
Same.
Baseball should be played at daytime. There should be no lights at the stadiums. All that kind of stuff. It should be a game of not home runs. Home runs should be the rare, exciting thing that happens. That kind of stuff. Cheaters should be gone. Period. I don't care what the opinion is on the cheating. If you broke the rule that you knew was there,
Yeah.
you cheated and then you got punished. So I'm talking about Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes, they're two of the greatest players to ever play the game. They cheated.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, one threw a World Series and the other one bet on baseball. Like it's not shocking. It's been forever.
I don't like this Shoeless Joe Jackson argument where they're like, well, he actually broke some records in the World Series. I don't care. The whole team got caught and then later confessed that they threw the World Series.
Yeah.
He was part of the team. He cheated.
Yeah. I mean,
he wasn't part of it.
Well, of course he was part of it. You know what I mean? Like
He's the leader of the team.
Yeah. Like he was, one of the stars on that team. It's like when people make those excuses.
Do you think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to throw a game and not tell Patrick Mahomes and he's not going to be aware of it?
Right, exactly.
Because he's going to throw a couple passes and at one point go, are you dropping those passes on purpose? What's going on? He's not. Come on.
And I mean, I think people have been, talking about these two forever. So for them to be like, oh, they're eligible for the Hall of Fame. Like, does that now, are we going to just like look past McGuire and Sosa and everybody during the steroids era? Like, I mean, yeah, it was fun to watch because dudes were just jacked hitting balls like 600 miles. But at the same time, it's like, I don't
have any love for the game. I don't care.
You still got to be good, but also, when you're taking like Andros or like, HGH and your head swells up and you hit 73 home runs in a season, like, I mean, yeah, you're a good hitter, but also really?
Yeah, but didn't Bonds hit like 80, which is ridiculous?
I don't, well, that's who I was talking about.
Here's my thing.
It 80?
Yeah, it was 80. You don't go 100 years with people, barely smacking a ball. And then the two times they smacked the ball really hard and he broke 60, it was like some weird cultural phenomenon. And Roger Maris, not taking anything away from him, they extended the season for him in the middle of the season when he was chasing Babe Ruth. So that don't count either. That does not count. I'm sorry. You broke him by one home run when they gave you, 15 extra games or whatever. When they
I don't know.
That's ridiculous, though. Like, are we doing this? Extend the season the next year, not in the middle of the chase, but whatever. But those guys didn't cheat. They hit the ball.
Right.
But you don't go all these years and then, those two instances are such cultural events because of how rare they are to, hey, by the way, 14 of us in the next 6 years are all going to hit over 60. It's where you're like, stop it. And by the way, now we hit balls 500, 600 and 650 feet.
Yeah.
No. You know what I mean? Like, stop it. And I don't understand McGuire because before he was all into that, his rookie season, he hit 49 home runs. And he missed the last 6 weeks because of his son's birth.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he could have broke that record his rookie year.
Probably, yeah.
And he was a rookie, and they said they were testing him like every 3 days because they're like, wait, well, hold on. Like, this is weird.
They were also using steroids that weren't banned at the time, too. You know what I mean? Like,
sure,
it was before those were banned.
Again, that's part of the rules, though. Fine.
Right. And they, like the next year, they're like, okay, you can't use it. Like, they were clearly still using it.
But fine, if it's allowed, okay. Even if I don't like it, fine that you didn't break the rules, you didn't cheat. But Pete Rose gambled on baseball while he was a player and a coach.
100%. Yep.
Can't do that. He admits it. Can't do that.
Multiple times.
So they're just gonna let cheaters in. It's because I think they do this. First of all, this commissioner sucks. But I think it's because this sport is dying. This is not a sport anyone actually cares about anymore. I mean, it's like hockey. I forget professional hockey exists completely. And then once a year, every year I have the same thought where I'm like, oh, that's right. There's the hockey league. Because someone mentions there's the Stanley Cup finals. I'm like, that's right.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about baseball. It sucks. It's boring.
Yeah. Well, I
Their
mean,
product sucks.
I have friends that absolutely love baseball, and I watched a game with them recently, and I was just like, it's cool because now they have like a pitch clock, so the game doesn't go forever. But that's probably like my 1 to 2 baseball games I'm going to watch a year, and even then, I'm just like, whatever.
I don't know. I'll tell you this as a Mexican: too many of the sports stars can't speak English.
I don't care what they speak.
Let me talk white guilt. So you're in America where the predominant language is English. That's who you're trying to, sell your tickets to in your show, right? So if you can't speak the language that is predominantly spoken, there is going to be that lost in translation where kids still like that player because he's smashing home runs and he's doing this and that, but he can't talk to them, can't communicate with them. That's a thing.
I mean, get a translator.
That's
Who
a
cares?
thing. No, that's a thing. It is a thing. It really is. It's dumb.
I mean,
Again,
it's also
as a Mexican, I will say it's stupid when you go into some place and the employees speak Spanish and not a lick of English, and I'm like, your store is in America. How do you not speak the client, like customer? Like, it's weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. Go ahead, racist. What do you guys say about that?
I'm waiting on you.
No, go ahead.
Hey, you and I clearly have differing opinions on that. I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't
about
care what language
baseball
people
enough.
speak either ways, but I'm just saying it's bad business.
No,
If you can't speak the language that your clients or your customer base speaks, it's bad business.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it is also where like baseball is the most predominant. Like you're talking about Cuba, you're talking about the Dominican Republic.
No, actually, I was talking about the United States of America, where we are.
Right, but that's the
Where the
only
league is.
places that
Don't care.
Right,
Don't
but,
care.
Like,
Where the league is.
show me
Don't care.
American kids that care about it. They don't really.
But the American kids care about it. They're just not getting recruited anymore. But it's like, I don't care. You got it. It's bad business. What my point about it is, it's a dying league. It's a dying sport. It's not managed correctly, and it's stupid.
Tell us how you really feel. Don't hold back.
And if you want to have translators, then put a translator next to the person.
I mean, that's
99%
what
of the
they
time,
did.
there
That's what they
isn't.
did with Shohei.
99% of well, he's not dumb. He's from Japan.
What? So if you speak
99% of
Spanish,
the
you're
time-
dumb. Man, now who's racist?
Excuse me. Whoa, what did I tell you about that? Like when you said the hard R, and I said, you can't say that.
Oh, I said right. You said the hard R.
Retarded?
Yes.
Joseph Hard R Biden?
Yeah.
It's fun because his middle name's Robinette, which is super gay.
Wait,
but I mean, seriously, who calls your son Robinette? No. Anyway,
know.
but also the guy says the hard R. I don't care. He said Obama was clean and articulate.
Yeah. There was a lot of dog whistles.
Dude, you don't call a black man, a senator, clean and articulate.
Well, I mean, look who his best
At no
friend
point
was.
did Obama present himself that I ever seen where I'm like, homeboy needs a bath. What are you talking about? No point was I like, wow, what's he saying? He can't even speak. Because there are politicians who can't speak.
Yeah.
Obama was never one of them. So I'm like, why would you say that? Oh, he's a clean and articulate one. Okay. And then he's like, I'm going to pick you as my servant boy, vice president, which is ironic, but.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep. That's where
Speaking
we're
of
at.
Joe Biden, they were hiding his hard R. Did you see that? His
Yeah.
retardation. This has become a thing where it's not a secret now. So he has cancer, and I'm not
Yeah.
gloating on that. I don't gloat on people having cancer.
No.
And it spread to his bones. So my guess is he probably won't live much longer, also given
No.
his age. But seeing doctors speak about it, going, they would always say stuff like, I am not his physician. I have never examined him. However,
Yeah.
if you have cancer at this stage, you didn't just find out. This has been a thing for a year or 2 years. That's what they're all saying. And I'm like, all right, I'll benefit of the doubt. I don't know. Okay, fine.
Yeah. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. So, okay, fine. I'll take your words for it because there's too many of them saying it that it's not something you just find out. So that goes in line with like Jake Tapper from CNN, who is a Biden defender, having a new book out where he says, yeah, Biden was, mentally out of it and he had dementia and all this stuff. Like it was the worst kept secret. All these people came out kind of acknowledge it. Then you got Pete Buttigieg saying, yeah, it hurt us. It hurt the Democrats. Even nominating him was hurting us. Why were you guys all going along with it?
Well, because it's controlled opposition.
That's what I know. But I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Well, and it kills me because the Republicans did it when Trump was out of office, and now the Democrats are doing it when they are out of office. It's like everybody has this book, this bombshell book that they can't talk about now, but as soon as the other opposition party is in power, now we're going to talk about it. It's like if you actually cared about this country, you would say that shit with your whole chest while that dude was in office. And that's the thing that kills me. I don't want to hear another book by Bob Woodward or like any of these Trump acolytes that finally got out of the cult. It's like, dude, you could have said all that shit when he was in office, but you're all cowards and you're spineless and you're
George
worthless.
Clooney, who at that one campaign event where Obama was there and Biden, George Clooney, who said he's known Biden for decades, walked up to him and said, "Oh, hi, Mr. President." And Joe Biden's looking at him like, "Who are you?" He had no clue. And then he says, after speaking to him for a few minutes, it's come to realize he doesn't know who I am. I've known this man for whatever decades, and he don't know who I am.
Then come out and say that,
That's what I'm saying. But yet, you went along with it. That was the same campaign stop where Obama had to go out and grab Biden by the hand and lead him back.
No, I don't remember, but sure.
It's an amazing video. Find it if you want. But you're like, because first you're like, oh my God, what's going on? Then Biden clearly comes out. I was like, okay, like got to get him out.
Yeah.
But everybody went along knowing this guy was unfit to be president because of health issues.
Yeah.
And then I want to know, clearly they were secretly talking during the campaign on how to get him to use a wheelchair without the public seeing it.
Yeah.
You're hiding that.
That should have been a dead giveaway to maybe like, hey guys, let's do somebody who's not a walking corpse.
I was going to say that's where the Kamala Harris came in, but she was a walking corpse. She's done.
Well, and I mean, she was just a plant anyway. Like she was like, throw this one up there. This will work. It's like, come on.
You know what though? You know what's funny? And I don't care. She was a DEI hire.
Yeah, I don't care. Like,
she was, I know, but she was put there just because he said, I'll put a black woman as vice president. And it could have been Susan Rice, a much more qualified person.
Again,
by far, by far, it could have been and should have been Susan Rice, much more qualified.
I just want somebody that's going to,
And she was clean and articulate.
Yeah, wow.
But you know what I'm saying? But then they shove her in to be the nominee, and they're all going along with it because, like George Clooney says, "Well, I was promised to be the Italian ambassador." Okay, so you sell out your country for a job that may last 4 years. You're already wealthy beyond belief.
Yeah, I don't understand these rich assholes that want to be involved in politics. Like, just take your money
if you had
and
that
go.
Much money, I'd go chill.
Dude, he's got a mansion on Lake Como in Italy.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, go take your hundreds of millions of dollars and go live your life, dude. Listen, you give me George Clooney money today, you never see me today. So if you want to get rid of me, man, just
I mean,
send
honestly,
me a bunch of cash.
Yeah. Wow, I would just be out, dude. I would be out riding my bike on a dirt path on some dirt gravel. Where's Juan? Don't know. You know what I mean? I'm out. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't even think people would have my phone number. Maybe like 5 people, maybe. Like I don't care. I don't want to do anything.
I mean, only like 5 to 10 people have my number now. If I was that rich, you could send a carrier pigeon or something. I'll give you locations.
Yeah. No, it's like. But not only that, think of this. You got fame, money, looks, popularity, a wife and kids. What are you looking? What are you so shallow that you want to be an ambassador?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Once George Clooney is appointed ambassador, never once would I ever say, now there's a qualified person to be ambassador.
And there's a DEI hire. It's like,
exactly.
Hey,
there's somebody that understands. Well, he owns a home in Italy and likes it there. So,
yeah, it's dumb. I don't get.
I like to hike in the woods. I am not qualified to be a forest ranger. I'm not just because I like the woods.
Yeah.
And right? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. Back to reality, such as Oklahoma high schools. They are going to be teaching that the 2020 election conspiracy theories are fact. So it is going to go in their school books, their textbooks, that, the election was stolen and Trump really won. And those are facts.
Yeah.
You understand what that's going to do in a generation.
Yeah. Well, hey, the war of northern aggression, it's going to be the same spin. You know what I mean? And here's the thing, that evangelical asshole that is the superintendent of schools, dude, even the Republican governor of Oklahoma hates that guy. He's the guy that said...
said he was an evangelical.
Right. Well,
I mean, we don't want to be redundant. We have limited time.
Sure. But he was the one that said the Bible is going to go in every school and it has to have certain requirements to meet to be in every school in Oklahoma. And lo and behold, guess which Bible he chose? The Trump Bible, because it had the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And get ready for this one, God Bless America by Lee Greenwood. And that was literally in his proposal. And he was like, what? I don't know. I didn't know that Trump had a Bible with, by the way, a Trump Bible. Jesus. And he was like, this was just accidentally brought out of thin air that all these things need to be in the Bible. And oh my God, the orange turd has a Bible out right now that we can use. What a crazy coincidence.
I don't like any of it.
Yeah.
I don't like anybody he appoints. I don't like anyone around him.
No.
You get rid of the, well, it still exists, but the Department of Education, but basically it's gutted. It's nothing right now, right? There's no leadership truly.
No, God, Linda McMahon.
You would know. Yeah, you would know. But I'm saying there's no true leadership. So Hitler 101, rewrite history, becomes fact.
Yep. Oh, that's not a Hitler salute. That's a Roman salute. Get the out of here.
Well, it was called a Roman salute long. American kids used to do that salute to the Pledge of Allegiance before World War II.
Well, believe it or not, I never stood
historical
for the
fact.
Pledge of Allegiance.
However, once somebody takes that salute and makes it the thing that it did become, especially in the age of video, because there's videos of that, maybe you start going, I know it was ours first and it never meant that, and that creep took it and made a thing out of it. Not going to do it anymore. Yeah, I am a little different towards the swastika. Like Hindus used the swastika for 5,000 years.
Right.
If I were them, I would have fought back on it and be like, no, 5,000 years we've used that. It doesn't mean that. And too bad. But the Roman salute, no one, we don't have 5,000 years of history behind it. So I'm going to be like, I'm going to cut my losses. I'm not doing that one anymore.
Maybe we don't do that one. That's got some negative connotations now.
You keep doing that. And next thing you know, a famous black guy is going to have a song called Heil Hitler.
God.
It would be funny, though, for Hitler to have met Kanye and go, hey, hard R, because that's what he would have been. And then he would have killed him. Like, why? Like, did he think he? I don't understand that.
He actually, he's a meme now. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing, you can be as down for the cause as you want, but at the end of the day, if you're not white, you're out, dude. Like, the people that, when you have these Proud Boys and all these other people of color and they're really on the hard white supremacist party line, it's like, do you not understand how this program ends? Because I don't think you're going to like it.
No, they don't like it. Dude, pure blood white Aryan men and women who had diabetes would have been killed because they were not good. They were not pure. They were sick. These people are stupid. Every week I have to say stupid.
Yeah.
Speaking of stupid, some classic rappers came out with some music. No, not really though. So Snoop Dogg, Exhibit, and Grand Poobah, not an album together, but separate projects. I have to say this is the opinion of me. They suck.
Yeah, I was not impressed. Yeah. It was kind of what I expected from all three of them. And
it's awful.
I just don't care. Like, I mean, I listened to them, I checked them out, but there's no replay value in it for me. Like, I'm good.
There's not even a one play value.
Yeah.
It's awful. Anyway, let's end the show with this beautiful clip, which first of all, Swalwell farted on camera. He did do that. And he cheated on his wife with a Chinese spy. That's all true. I don't know why that's just, first of all, you're a weak link. Okay? You're a weak link. You're a congressman. And you got taken for a piece of gash. Anyway.
You agree, though, that this is doctored. Is that right?
The same protocols that are
Madam
applied
Secretary,
to every
I want you to have
individual with
credibility.
law enforcement.
So that is the Homeland Security Secretary Noem and Eric Swalwell, and they're talking about that MS-13 picture that Trump held up that was photographed and doctored. So he's calling her out on that. But her amazing ability to just lie.
I want you to be taken seriously. Is this doctored or is it not doctored?
I am taken quite seriously.
Is it doctored or not doctored?
With the importance that the president has given me to do
I understand. Is it doctored or not doctored?
One thing that's important to remember is that every single time a case is built.
Madam Secretary, I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old. I have a bullshit detector. I'm just asking you, is this doctored or not doctored?
Sir, the protocols in the case built against
Can you
Diego
answer the
Garcia
question?
Were exactly the same.
Madam Secretary,
I don't have any knowledge as to that photo you're pointing to.
Okay. Can you take
don't.
First of all, liar.
Oh, 100%. Well,
Well, come
this
on, liar.
this genius was cheating on her husband, banging Corey Lewandowski way before she got all that plastic surgery
How
that
do you
makes
know
her
all this
face look
gossip? But yet,
Dude, it was all
but
over
yet
the
you
news.
never told the cops about Puffy because you said I don't call the cops.
Shut
I don't
the
understand how
fuck up.
you willingly sat there and let that happen.
Okay. No,
Did,
not
did
even
you do
close.
something about it? Did you do something about Puffy? Did you? So you
Yeah,
let it happen.
that was me. I was at the Diddy parties, right?
Have you paid attention to some of these
I have
tidbits coming out?
I have tried
Wow.
not to. They are
Dude is
just
nasty.
oh man, there is not a cell deep enough for that
No.
dude. Like
Here's the thing. I do truly believe everybody has a freak in them somewhere, but most people are only freak enough privately with their, their spouse or girlfriend or partner or whatever, right? That's it.
well,
Like,
this goes beyond that. Like this,
that's
like
what I'm
the
saying.
the
But
shit
this
that
guy is
well, he's a
nasty.
weirdo control freak that is just demented. Like
Take
you know
that,
what I
take
mean?
that, take that.
No,
Ugh.
that explains so many of his ad libs in the '90s. You know
Ugh.
what? We should have realized this dude was a 2-pack of ass for that freestyle or quote unquote shit with Biggie on that first reggae song that they put out for Supercat.
No,
Da-rah, da-rah. Oh my God! Just get Puffy the fuck out of here forever.
no, I don't. I don't think his music's good.
No,
No, I'm talking about the ones with his name on it, like re raps. I don't. No, I'm good. Thanks. Like
yeah,
I don't care. You could have clever lyrics because someone wrote them for you, but
thanks, Big.
yeah. No, I don't know. This guy's a pervert.
Yeah,
He had tunnels between homes, and not to mention the amount of dildos and lube and stuff. Like it's
yeah.
weird. Also, when you order that much lube, like industrial container type lubes, doesn't someone at the lube factory go, "Hey, hold on, this is
Wait,
all
this
going
is-
to one address, and it's a private home."
That part. It's like somebody didn't look at that order fulfillment and they're like, 1,300 gallons is going to Southern Florida?
And 771 or whatever dildos. But hear me out. They were all in their individual boxes, like they were cared for. What? Firstly, you reused them with strangers. Nasty. But they released more video. This dude was straight up beating Cassie
Oh, yeah.
for a while. For a while. I'm not talking just that video. For a while.
Well, and then they had the security guard who was an off-duty LAPD cop laughing with Puff over it.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
dude, a piece of trash.
Now, they don't televise these federal trials,
Yeah.
but some gay stripper guy or whatever, or ripped as can be, right? Which hey, checks out, right? Gay stripper guy should be ripped. He should be a big bear. But apparently he was saying, Puffy liked it. He liked to be the bottom.
Okay.
So my thing is this: is he so afraid of being gay that he just decided I'll be this perv? Like I don't understand. Like I don't know how to. You know what I mean? Like is that his mask, his beard? Like it's weird.
Yeah.
Just be gay.
Yeah.
Instead of rape people. Like I mean, because apparently that's the narrative this guy was painting is like he's just didn't want people to know he's gay. Like
Which is like the weirdest shit ever. Just who cares? Just be gay, dude. Nobody
actually, no.
cares.
Here's the thing: nobody cares. Actually, have you noticed that? I mean this sincerely. Nobody cares. Nobody. And yes, you're always going to find somebody who cares or who's hateful people. That's such a minority though. Nobody cares.
I mean, I think some places they still do.
No, I think you're a white guilt victim person, but I'm saying nobody cares.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you're gay. Nobody cares. I don't think people care about race. And again, yes, there are racist people, but most people get along fine and nobody cares.
I think that's a perspective that probably has a lot of bits where you grew up with, but
So then same thing. You need to remove yourself from umphies and realize that white people eat fried chicken too.